Well, ladies and gentlemen, it would seem as if Trump's new attorney general, a woman named Pam Bondi, is already absolutely cooking, and Trump hasn't even been sworn in yet. You see, yesterday was Mrs. Bondi's Senate confirmation hearing, during which she took various questions and comments from our senators. Now, of course, multiple Democrat senators took the opportunity to push their own agenda, to grandstand, and to virtue signal, as opposed to actually really getting to know our new upcoming attorney general. Now, here's the thing though, despite all of the attempted gotchas and all of the partisan attacks, Pam Bondi not only came out completely unscathed, but she also flipped it back and cooked them just a little bit. Most notably, perhaps one of Trump's biggest haters, Senator Adam Schiff, really tried to go all in on Mrs. Bondi, but she wasn't having it. Take a look at this.
Let me start with one very specific non-hypothetical. The president has said Jack Smith should go to jail. Will you investigate Jack Smith?
Senator, I haven't seen the file. I haven't seen the investigation. I haven't looked at anything. It would be irresponsible of me to make a commitment regarding anything without, you're a long practicing attorney, without looking at a file.
So you would need a factual, predicate to open an investigation of Jack Smith, is that right?
Not a summary by you sitting here. Yes, sir.
So first off, I can't help but notice that literally the very first thing that Senator Schiff brings up is whether or not Trump will criminally pursue Jack Smith. You would think that there would be more important things to worry about, but no. Senator Schiff's number one concern for our new Attorney General is whether or not the Democrats' beloved Jack Smith is going to be all right. Because keep in mind, it was Jack Smith who pushed the classified documents Mar-a-Lago case and all of the January 6th stuff. But also, what does Mrs. Pam Bondi say? She says that she's going to run with the evidence, whatever evidence there may be. And it's like, yeah, that's how all of this is supposed to work. I know that pursuing crimes based on evidence might be a little bit weird to guys like Senator Adam Schiff, but really that's how the system is supposed to work. But okay, where does Senator Schiff take us from here?
Let me ask you a different simple question. The president also wants to jail Liz Cheney. Sitting here today, are you aware of any factual basis to investigate Liz Cheney? Yes or no?
Senator, that's a hypothetical, and I'm not going to answer that question.
No, it's not hypothetical. I'm asking you, sitting here today, whether you are aware of a factual predicate to investigate Liz Cheney.
Senator, no one has asked me
know.
to investigate Liz Cheney. That is a hypothetical.
The president has called for it publicly. You are aware of that, aren't you?
No one has asked me to investigate.
But the president
Liz.
has
We're
called,
also worried about Liz Cheney,
the
Senator.
president has
you know
called
what we
for
should
this.
be worried about?
Ms. Bondi,
the
please
crime
answer
rate
my
in
questions.
California right now
You are
is
aware,
through the roof.
Ms. Bondi,
Your robberies
Ms.
are
Bondi,
87% higher than the national average.
My question is this.
That's what I want to be focused on, Senator.
Do you have the power to say no to the president?
General.
His number two question is about protecting Liz Cheney. This guy is insane. Does he care about anything else other than protecting his own corrupt colleagues? But so Mrs. Bondi actually had the perfect answer. What did she say? She brought up California's absolutely terrible crime rate. Because why? Well, Senator Schiff is supposed to be representing California, a state in complete and total disrepair right now, by the way, not the interests of corrupt partisan hacks like Jack Smith and Liz Cheney. But okay, moving on. What else does Senator Schiff have to say?
Let me ask you a different, what should be a simple truth, not a hard one. Was there massive fraud affecting the result of the 2020 election, yes or no?
Senator, I'm glad you asked that question. If you'll let me answer what I saw in Pennsylvania.
No, I asked a simple question about massive fraud.
I can only tell you what I saw in Pennsylvania.
I know you want to answer a different question, but my question is, can you tell us whether there was massive fraud affecting the results of the 2020 election, yes or no? Was there or was there not?
I can tell you what I saw when I went
that's
as an
not
advocate to the
That's not my
campaign.
question. So you can't answer that question. You can't speak that even easy truth to us, let alone to the president.
Notice how if she doesn't say exactly what he wants her to say, he just gets mad and starts yelling over her. And also quickly, I feel like now's a good time to mention that 15 of our states don't even have voter ID laws. You literally don't even need to have an ID to vote in just about a third of the states in our nation. But voter fraud is impossible, right? Yeah, give me a break. But now I do want to say real quick, guys, if you enjoy the videos, please consider subscribing because it actually really does help a lot. But okay, so where does Adam Schiff go next?
So will it be your advice to the president, Mr. President? I know you said you want to issue hundreds of pardons on day one. Will it be your advice to the president? No, Mr. President, I need to go over them on a case-by-case basis. Do not issue blanket pardons. Will that be your advice to the president?
Senator, I have not looked at any of those files. If confirmed, I will look at the files
And
for
will
the
you be able to
pardons, as well
will
as
you
the
be able to
ongoing
review
investigation.
hundreds of cases on day one?
I will look at every file I am
Of course
asked
you
to
won't.
look
So
at.
will you advise the president?
Can I
will
answer
you-
the question?
Well, my question
I
is-
would have plenty of staff. You said, of course you want.
You'll be able to review
Listen, I'm
hundreds
not
of
going to
cases on the first
mislead
day?
this body nor you.
Okay, first off, anyone on Trump's pardon list, they've already had years to look over and go through. He's not just pulling names out of a hat. But also, I have to say, this is so incredibly rich to hear Adam Schiff, of all people, freak out about Trump's pardons when Biden just got done pardoning over 8,000 people. The most pardons by any president ever by over a factor of 2 and after just one term. And as you can see, Biden has now pardoned 56 times more people than Trump, the most pardons in US presidential history, and I'm supposed to sit here and be super critical of Trump's upcoming pardons? Do you think Senator Schiff held Biden to these same standards? Yeah, absolutely not. But okay, so what else does Senator Schiff have to say?
It will also be important for you to be able to preserve the records, the evidence of the department. Are you ready to commit that none of the evidence in the January 6th investigation will be destroyed under your watch?
Senator, I will follow the law. I will consult with ethical officials in the
Do
department.
you see any ethical basis to destroy evidence in the January 6th investigation? Then why can't you answer the question? Why can't you say, I commit to this committee, we will never destroy the evidence in the January 6th investigation? Why can't you give this committee and the American people that assurance?
Are you frightened because evidence was destroyed against President Trump that was false? Is that why you're
Why do
frightened
you
now?
have
I can't
difficulty?
believe this is even.
Why do you have difficulty answering that question?
I can't believe
Why do you
you're
have
asking such a
difficulty?
question.
Why do you have difficulty promising to preserve evidence at the Department of Justice? Why is that a difficult question?
I will follow the law.
Following the law, huh? I bet that's a pretty weird concept to a guy like Adam Schiff, don't you think? Have you guys ever heard the phrase, with every allegation, a confession? So why do you think Mr. Schiff would be so concerned about this sort of behavior? Is it perhaps because he's been complicit in exactly this sort of behavior for the last several years? And so it would seem to me that people like Adam Schiff are absolutely freaking out right now because they know the jig is up. They're not in control anymore, and they're afraid that they're going to have to be held accountable. And you know what? I hope they do get held accountable. That's one of the reasons why we all just got done voting for Trump. But hey, on this one, I want to know what you guys have to say, so please go down below and drop a comment. Please like the video, but only if you liked it. However, you should subscribe. It really does help a lot. Thank you all very much for watching, and of course, as always, stay safe.